Hey guys, Tails of Light here, and we are... Search status health.
It's locked, all right.
I got some new clothes, we got around this people.
We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah, it's my turn!
Rotten bureaucracy. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to...
Good quality.
Indicates how much experience you obtain.
I had a good quality. Please.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
I want to drink him so bad, but it's blood quality.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Oops. Okay. Merciful release. Haha.
Did I black out? What? Whoa, I feel giddy. Did I black out?
I should have eaten him. Probably my only free meal.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
Oh-ho. 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 Oh. Nimta. I don't want to go to the hospital yet. I want to see the whole area around it. Yes, these empty streets tell me the hospital is inevitable.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get...
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For ourselves.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic.
I'm very cautious, sir.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange.
Damn it.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
London.
I cannot enter.
Rakesh.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir.
Did he really?
All members of staff have already read about your new...
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised.
You must know, blood transfusions are doctors...
How are things?
Not
Okay, time to
good-
just start speed reading.
And
Sorry, Doctor. These last...
do you think...
We are all volunteers here.
I'm not familiar.
Brilliant professional.
Most.
It would be
Is there...
Well, I have never met...
Why should his aide...
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself...
Nurse Brannigan?
No.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers...
Already making the rounds. That's the Pembroke spirit.
Thank you, nurse.
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it...
Thank you.
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital.
I would like to ask if you... And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Okay.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows...
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me.
If you could point...
Second floor.
Thank you, no. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know it?
Actually, yes. We met.
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about your...
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Haha.
Some are really good, and others are not.
Tell me...
Nurse Brannigan is a...
You really seem to admire...
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would...
Any opinion about...
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me wrong.
What is the Pembroke...
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better...
It's not exactly the best situation in London, either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Okay.
Don't be misled.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you...
No. We must keep on healing all the...
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the...
You're exhausted.
No.
Nurse Brannigan, you don't have to...
Okay. Deferred.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure...
Well, I'm no doctor, but...
You have a keen eye.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know.
But you're not defending yourself.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them an...
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Nice.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Yesterday I got attacked by the...
You left an infected patient outside...
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful.
Dog, you would. Backyard gun.
Goodbye, Milton. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
You are going to...
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
There's a lot of dialogue in
I don't
this
think we've been
game.
introduced yet.
And I'm
Well, it's a euphemism that you'll help...
How...
It's Sue...
You...
I would...
How long...
Or long enough...
You're right. How is the...
Well, not well. Milton the ambulance...
Why is...
Milton's...
Why does...
I don't...
Goodbye. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well...
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed.
And why do you believe you're...
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am.
Please.
I can hear my body crumble from the inks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new...
I see. Have you ever...
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a...
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal.
I'm assuming...
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue. I'm not speaking of the doctors in white.
I see.
Thank you, mortal.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean...
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know who you were before...
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell.
How is your... Oh, it's... Can I ask you precisely...
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't...
Can I do anything?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills.
Who is treating you?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me.
You don't seem worried.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just want...
You were an officer, weren't you?
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason.
Aren't you afraid? She may...
She's quite harmless, I can assure you.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops.
She could decide to bite less.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed?
In her madness, she never refers to my scars.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elk.
Damn.
There again.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, Sora, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful...
You remained perfectly nice and polite.
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now I'll...
How did you end up in William...
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior.
You did...
I'm just a man trying to help his friend.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand.
People are still...
How could it be otherwise? The other...
Who should I...
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best.
What is the general situation in the East?
The situation has always been tough.
Who leads the gang?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who...
Has the gang been threatened?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for...
What do you do?
I manage a not.
Are you a
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of...
Why didn't you use your cross against William?
That's a very strange question, Doctor.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands here.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke?
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Ah!
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. Good evening.
I need blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. L?
I'm not sure.
Do you plan to make him?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on any...
Would you say...
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul.
I'll leave you.
I love how he teases it. You have to keep it going, but not enough to, like, tell her she's not what she believes she is.
It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody. I cannot enter.
Ah. Okay.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Oui, oui, oh. Nope.
This is despicable. I have thirst for blood.
Look at it! Vicious bugger!
I'm straying from the hospital. Now that I'm less famished. Ugh, disgusting.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Wait, you don't like your vegetarian diet? Alrighty. I love how these social circles all overlap and interact with each other in one way or another. But even more so, I love the fact that by interacting with them in the right ways, you can level them up and feed even better of these people.
Leech spot! Watch out, boys! He's dead!
So are you! Nothing can survive the King of the Night. Selma. Thelma Holcroft. Okay, so these leech slayers hide everywhere. Okay, then I come from this side and I'm severely disappointed that none of these spoilers will be accessed. But right here.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again. Since you're not... No. Do you think you... I don't... Goodbye, Miss...
Oh, duh. Am I supposed to look? I'm not looking for him. I'm looking for the carriage driver.
As for me...
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working...
Dr. Reed. Dr. I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau...
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Doctor.
Mesmerize and check up. Oh my god.
Please, could you tell me?
I'm a great admirer of your work.
What makes...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work.
It's always a pleasure.
This epidemic...
I'd
rather not...
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
You're not the first one to warn me.
What makes...
I'm not ashamed...
It's all...
This epidemic... Well, it is...
You quest true. Do
I
you
just hate gathering.
no, I see.
I'm like... I'm dialogued out.
Tell me more about your willing...
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him.
What is it you really want?
Fair question. I want...
Tell me, Mr. Fiddick's.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick...
But why would he hide such crucial...
Because he is a proud father.
This personal involvement could also appear to...
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ack...
Do you think keeping his distance...
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr.
Good...
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see.
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Consider...
Tell me about...
Strickland and Ackroyd.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with...
Tell me.
I'm just a...
I was more curious...
I'm a carpenter. And a...
Are you...
Well...
I won't...
Are you sure you...
In other circumstances, you... Tell me about your injury, Harvey.
My wife died because of me. And now...
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went...
You...
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is...
Tell me more about...
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
How are your children?
They were smaller then.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Sweet girl. Treats me like a book.
What can I do for you, Doc?
Thank you.
Came here in the first place.
Good evening.
Okay, so I have a quest involving him.
Blood Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma.
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill.
You mean you actually saw a vampire?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain.
No. You are deluded.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head.
You mean...
Yes.
No.
But what
I'll leave you, mistress of the... Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Nurse.
This dead flesh needs it.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why do you have such a mediocre...
Fuck them. Nobody knows the...
I know, it's a...
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were...
I'm sorry, I don't...
Yeah, exactly. We lack word.
I have some good...
What?
I retrieved your wallet. With all the money...
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Not at all, Milton. What's going on between you and...
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit.
You do realize you could both get fired?
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many...
During the war, I witnessed a few...
Maybe you're right. But we support each...
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed.
Does my arrival inconvenience...
Let us just say that I don't particularly share...
Do you need my...
Not at all. I'm sure that you are...
Since you're...
Let's just...
Carelessness.
We're here.
I don't...
Modern...
Oh, this guy's an
Tell me, Waverly.
Strictly...
Are you thinking...
Harvey Fit...
And are you...
Rivalry?
What?
I strongly believe that Mr...
Other people may say that's too...
Conservative? And what are you going to...
If you... Doctors... I know...
Oh.
There is no need for such animosity between...
That is one point we could agree on.
I don't know... And what exactly...
I served in the war just like you. But
Be careful what you insist.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve...
Knowledge has always been and will...
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question...
I refuse... We can at least agree on some... Thank you for your... Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I...
No.
Really?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason.
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your...
Mortimer.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
I will see you later. How painful...
So painful I'd rather not. Not.
I see.
Yes, maybe.
How...
So...
I'll...
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam.
It's my son.
I'm Dr. Jonathan...
I'm Beatrice Goswick.
What?
Not much. I'm a...
Are you...
Yes. Thanks to my husband.
What do you think?
I have had the uttermost
Is there something in particular?
Some of the staff were not especially welcome.
Tell me more.
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start.
What do you mean? She charged you for a bed?
Yes. And I paid without question, considering the urge... I don't expect...
Goodbye, Miss.
My sweet girl.
97 healthy. Okay, his human weapons and abilities is vampiric. Okay.
Anything from her.
Maybe if we get them outfits on the second floor, I'll be able to concoct up medicines?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doc.
Pepper.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man.
I have no intention of
The rules say I won't be allowed to work.
Is he worth?
Hey, I'm no perfect...
Goodbye.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. It's locked, all right.
Not now.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. It's locked.
Okay, this is awesome. I upgrade my scythe to different levels. Perfect scythe. Or increase blood absorption. So basically you slurp up as you're striking. That's awesome. Alright. Well then, we hit our hideout.
Blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Well, let's call this a stopping point. And next stream, we'll make it a point to heal up that one patient of his fatigue and continue uplifting everyone. Tales Knights. Over and out.